And it's your boy Pluto, and we back with another reaction. I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button so you can be notified when I drop these bangers. You deal with what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and get into something different today. This is the reality show that took Extreme Makeover to a new level. Part of the dark side of reality TV series. I don't know if you guys have watched it. If not, go on YouTube and check it out. This right here though is about a show back in the day when I was a little bit younger. Well, not even a little bit younger, but when I was younger, shit, it was a show called The Swan, and they used to take quote unquote unattractive females and turn them into attractive females. Like they get cosmetic surgery and all type of shit, bro. That shit was wild, bro. The '90s was a wild ass time. But we're gonna go ahead and get into it, man, because this is the dark side of that. Because as you know, TV is TV. So the behind the scenes shit that happened, I'm pretty sure was crazy as fuck. Shout out to Vice, man.
4 months ago, these 9 women were given a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to change their lives forever.
The Swan was makeover TV, promising to turn ordinary women into fairy tale princesses.
See what I said?
If someone wanted a boot camp of
This is
transformation, this was the best of the best.
The way it was described was, if you're given everything you can to better yourself, can you do it or would you do it? Which sounded great. Hey, why not?
Have you ever wanted plastic surgery?
Bro, look at that shit. These motherfuckers were going to get plastic surgery from a TV show, bro. A TV show.
Yes, yes, yes.
Free
I mean, these chicks, they straight, though.
surgery, you know? I mean, everyone's dream.
A handful of
women pretty
self-confessed ducklings are chosen to spend 3 transformational months in LA with access to top-notch therapy, personal training, life coaching, and to top it off,
More than $3 million of radical plastic surgery.
3 million.
culminating in a magical beauty
Swan
pageant.
pageant, bro.
It seemed like
Oh,
the
yeah, that's
greatest-
what it was. At the end, them boys come out and show their new. Yo, this is like this shit
Television
was crazy.
program of all time, potentially.
I was so
Greatest television program of all time, potentially.
That's old buddy.
Greatest television program of all time.
This the dude that does all the plastic surgery and stuff. Well, most of the plastic surgery and shit with his partner on Botched. That shit on A&E, I think.
Potentially.
I was
E?
so excited. So excited.
Oh, he was the one doing that shit.
But when
Oh, they
reality
took
kicks
them
in,
motherfuckers
it
to
becomes a
box.
grueling nightmare.
This is not what we'd signed up for.
This was a 90-day war.
You have to think military.
24/7 commitment. Was it borderline dangerous?
He kicks in, it
Look at
becomes
that
a
shit.
grueling.
Yo, what the freak?
This was a 90-day war.
You have to think military.
24/7 commitment.
Freak
Was
up.
it borderline dangerous? Absolutely.
Mostly just what I think about is just how much I want to go home.
Next thing I know, she's
Oh,
crawling
I don't
down the
wanna do this
hallway,
no more.
screaming for help.
Oh, is this a Frankenstein experiment that we're
Oh my
doing on
God.
these women?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
That really scared the crap out of me.
Come on, hit it. Get on it.
I did everything I was supposed to do.
And I still lost.
Sadistic and gross.
There's a circle of hell that we're going to be in.
It really was
because of
crazy.
producing this show.
What you said, special part of
That
hell?
we're going to be in.
Absolutely sadistic and gross.
There's a circle of hell that we're going to be in.
For real,
because
bro.
of
Like,
producing
bro,
this
can you
show.
imagine? Like, these motherfuckers were really calling these women ugly and giving them surgery and all that extra ass shit to turn them quote unquote pretty, bro. Like, do you know how wild that is? Like, that's fucked up. Like, even say, like you're insinuating that these motherfuckers are ugly. Like, that's crazy. Dark side of reality TV.
See you in Hollywood.
It's the early 2000s, and reality TV is shaking up
early
the television
2000s.
landscape.
16 real castaways.
So this was around like
9
24
days,
years ago.
$1 million.
It was pretty fresh at the time. There wasn't a glut of reality shows like we have.
24 years ago, they were calling bitches ugly.
Now,
That's
do you
crazy.
accept this rose?
Of course.
The goal of most of these shows was the more sensationalistic, the better. It didn't take a lot to become a massive ratings hit.
Not enough time, boy. Because this was the first of everything that y'all got going on
I'm Mary
now.
Alice from Ambush Makeover. Are you interested in a makeover?
And in those early days, self-improvement
shit was-
and personal transformation and growth was permeating reality TV at the time. They were based on the premise that they won't just change your life, they will save your life. They will make your life worth living.
Bro, The Biggest Loser was another one. That was a crazy ass show. They took all these motherfuckers. But the thing is, it wasn't a bad necessary TV show. I mean, they was trying to help them boy get fit and shit, but they was calling them fat. The show was called The Biggest Loser. Like, I'm sorry, but what do you mean? I'm big and I'm a loser? Basically, they said the fat loser. Come on, bro. Use your head. This was 24 years ago. These people were... Hey, this is
Extreme
when shit
Makeover was a
wasn't...
very
But that's the
popular
thing.
show.
This is when shit wasn't as... We didn't take everything... How people are so sensitive to shit now. Like, you couldn't come out with a... Well, I mean, I guess you probably could. But... I feel like people have already said, like, yo, that's fucked up, y'all. These fat people are losers? That's what you're
Which
saying?
really
Why couldn't
set
it have been the
bar
biggest winner?
for transformational shows.
The biggest winner.
A person would get a major
I'm big, but I'm a
makeover,
winner?
literally
What
from head
the
to toe,
fuck?
and it was unbelievable and unbelievably successful too.
That's a different person.
Hoping for that kind of success and more, in early 2004...
But that's what I'm saying. They was really working on these people, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure you probably couldn't do shit like this now. Like, give people cosmetic surgery and shit like that for a TV show and all.
Or a new
Yeah.
show promises to take transformation TV to another level. The Swan.
Wow.
We're very pleased to have Nellie Galan with us.
It's the brainchild of former Telemundo network exec and reality TV pioneer Nellie Galan, who sees an opportunity to marry together two of America's great obsessions, beauty and televised drama.
Nellie Galan is a brilliant Latina entrepreneur who is inspiring. You could tell one of these people who just has a big heart and really cares.
I have to do a shout out to all the
That nigga talked through his nose.
Latinas in the audience.
Yeah. I think this is all in the wheelhouse of Nellie Galan and how she lives her life and how she wants to elevate women.
I love the story of how I came up with the Swan because it's a lesson to all women that in your darkest moment, there is light.
Oh, but I sure
I remember
am
this.
ugly.
I read the story of the ugly duckling, and it said
I
the
remember
ugly
this.
duckling was always a
cartoon.
swan and didn't know it. The light bulb went off in my head, and I said, oh my God, this is a TV show.
Galan takes her plastic surgery beauty pageant pitch to Mike Darnell, VP of Alternative Programming at Fox.
He was the sort of evil genius of reality TV who brought us things like Alien Autopsy and Joe Millionaire.
No stranger to pushing the boundaries of reality TV, Darnell knows
That's
a
the first
ratings
Bachelor
winner
right
when he
there.
sees one and gives Galan the
That's
green
the
light.
first
The
Bachelor.
Swan
That's
program
funny.
began with a nationwide search among more than 200,000 hopefuls, all looking to fulfill their fantasy of going from ugly ducklings to swans.
Have you ever wanted plastic surgery? Have you ever wanted to have your own dietitian, nutritionist, physical trainer, therapist, life coach? And yes. I'm Cindy Engel, and I was a cast member on The Swan Season 1. Cindy Engel, and
They gave her a nose job?
I was a cast member on The Swan Season 1.
People just don't understand what it feels like to feel ugly.
What?
At the time I heard of The Swan, I
Not
was
even
in my
gonna lie,
early 30s.
she ain't even been
I was
ugly.
living in San Diego.
She was pretty
I
sure.
was mostly interested in the plastic surgery.
I nursed for a number of years.
My breasts pretty much looked like wet tube socks. You know, they were just very
That's nice
much
now.
misshapen.
Very
We're in
nice
San
now.
Diego. Everybody's on the beach.
Can't complain now. Can't complain there. They did that right now.
Everybody has a perfect body. And so I'm like, I'm in San Diego. I want a San Diego body.
My older sister was listening to the radio doing this casting call, and they're going to...
And she was like, hey, they doing this casting call for ugly people. Do you want to join? That's fucked up, sis.
be in Denver. She said, it's called the Swan. It's going to be for you. And that's when I asked her, I said, well, heck, do you think I'm ugly? I'm Tanya Cook, and I was a cast member on season 1 of The Swan.
In the past 3 years,
Sorry, I'm a little
there's
sick.
been some tragic events that have happened to me.
I had, just lost my job. And then I had lost my brother in an accident. And right after that, my husband and I were getting a divorce. I just felt like everything was against me. Well, when I heard that the show offered a career coach, I was more enthused about that than anything. I wanted to have more self-confidence in myself and be able to do something a little different with my life.
Damn, but the fact is that she want to do that, but she got to get surgery.
These women
So
stuck
just
in a
to get a
rut,
life coach,
the Swan
she got
offers a
surgery.
tantalizing upgrade.
If you're given everything you can to better yourself, can you do it or would you do it? Which sounded great. Hey, you're gonna help me get everything I want in this world.
In order.
Why not? My name is Belinda Bazant. I was a cast member on season 1 of The Swan. I was excited about the idea of getting whatever I wanted done, like an extreme makeover. This is free surgery, everyone's dream. All I wanted was to be happy again, and looking good was the key to getting that.
Oh, I love it. Okay, let's go down. We're gonna go ahead and do the nose.
If looking good is the key, the show needs an expert surgical locksmith. Luckily, they have one of LA's finest.
I must say, in the last week,
Dr.
why am I doing
Dr.
this?
Dr. Nero?
I don't want to piss off Nellie, and I
think
don't want
that's
to
his
piss off
name?
Fox. My name is Dr. Terry Dubrow, and I was
Oh,
one of 2
Dubrow.
surgeons on season 1 and 2 of The Swan.
I'm gonna tell you everything you ever wanted to know about breast augmentation in 2 minutes. Ready?
He does.
I love plastic surgery. I love the opportunity to
Hey,
help.
Minutes.
look how
Ready?
happy he is in
I
that
love
picture. Ha ha ha, boobs.
Plastic surgery. I love the opportunity
That's
to
his
help
wife. I ain't
people
never seen her.
improve
She
their
pretty all right,
self-confidence. And I've seen transformational changes where a person goes from someone who felt like they didn't really belong to someone who now had great self-confidence and really changed their life.
The casting
a
process
wild-ass
includes
TV show,
rigorous
brother.
medical and psychological assessments to make sure the chosen few are fit to take part. Then, after several months,
Congratulations, you've been selected as one of the Swans.
a handful of lucky women receive the life-changing news.
You're gonna be a Swan. Are you serious? No.
Finally, they're like, okay, you're selected. I was ecstatic.
Oh my God, I have it.
It was a
Oh
great
my
opportunity
gosh, I
because
have. She said,
when it's-
Oh my God, I have it.
it was a
that bitch said, oh my God, I'm sorry to say it. That lady said, oh my God, I have it. What, you have the ugly factor? Like, what the fuck do you say? What do you mean you have it?
great opportunity because when is it ever going to happen again?
Never thought in a
Never.
million years it would
Cause
happen to me.
after a few
I was stoked.
seasons, y'all
I was like, I
bubbled
made
over
it.
with that
I can
show.
actually take a few months, not worry about
crazy.
paying bills, making money, the
They got a boy
kids.
all over the
A few
place. Like, look
months,
at these ugly ducklings.
100% focused on me.
They been
and
ugly
and
all through
myself.
school.
It
You see
was
that?
An
You see how ugly
exciting
they was?
thought. This is going to be great.
So I get a call and
Yeah.
they said, we're going to
wanna
send
know.
a production crew to San Diego.
But
We're going to
not
film
ugly
you
no
and your family
more.
for a day. We want you to go back to LA with us that
ugly
very day
mommy.
because it was just
Make sure
film,
you go
film,
get
film. Okay, let's go.
So
The
wild
prospective
TV show,
swans
bro.
are flown to LA and set up in an apartment complex, eagerly awaiting their new life to come. They sign contracts giving production permission to film every aspect of their transformation. And if they don't like it, they can leave at any time.
Welcome to the
so
Swan
you believe
program
it.
in your new apartment. The program begins now.
All the contestants were slowly trickling in, and they're like, these are the rules. We have to stay in our apartments. Everything was going to have a schedule.
We had to turn in our cell phones.
They would always send someone, okay, time to go do this, time to go do that.
I thought when we got there, it's like California, oh, cool, I can go for a swim, you know, go walk by the ocean, you know, that kind of stuff. We didn't, that was all offhand.
I didn't really think about that too much at that point. I was looking forward to it, so this is going to to be great.
This ain't a vacation.
But of all the restrictions,
We got
there's
a TV
one
shoot,
that
so
no
TV
one
show
saw
to shoot.
coming.
Oh no, there's no mirror.
Oh, the mirrors, that was a fun thing.
Every reflective surface from our Swan's apartments to the gym to the doctor's offices were treated.
I had a little vanity box that had a mirror on it. They took it and wrapped paper around it. They let us know that we're not allowed to see ourselves until our reveal, which would be months down the road.
They're like, you're not going to see a mirror until this is over. It was shocking because they didn't tell us that.
If they were self-conscious about their looks before, that won't be a problem for the next 3 months.
Holy.
I was just so excited because we weren't focusing on our outer self. We would spend the time thinking about our inner self, who we are, who we want to be, and how we want to succeed and reach those goals.
This program begins.
They fucking told it, but they ain't got no fucking mirrors and shit, bro. Which I understand, but god damn. Damn, yeah. That wasn't the red flag right there.
As the women get acquainted with their new normal,
a light red
producers
flag?
hit them with another twist.
And once all of us showed up together, they put us in another room with everybody that was going to be involved in the show. And they dropped a bombshell on us. They said, okay, you're going to have all this done. You're going to have your reveal. And at the reveal, someone's going to go home. This is a competition. And we're looking at each other kind of, what?
I think everyone was in shock when they realized it was a winner-loser situation. And I still thought I was doing it for myself, and this was all about my goal and my transformation. This was not the concept we were given when we agreed to do the show.
Oh, man.
On season 1 of The Swan.
Tonight, 2 average-looking women will go head-to-head in pursuit of their dream.
It's TV, man. I mean, you know, I don't think it would have given you a satisfying conclusion to have women
Everybody come
feeling
in, do
better
that
about
shit, and go home.
themselves and not turned it into a contest. I don't know how that show ends, other than a competition, like it or not.
Do you want to see who's the winner? You want to see who's the loser? It's a sport, and everyone loves a good story.
Kathy is actually.
And that was the whole thing, bro. They just gave a fuck about that back then. They still do, though.
I'm here as a miner trying to excavate that. Your nose is too big for your face.
After being hit with the...
What the fuck? You see, she was even shocked when he said that shit just now.
Excavate that.
How blunt he was.
Your nose is too big for your face.
Wow. How dare you, sir? I am a lady.
After being hit with the news that their transformation will be judged, the would-be swans move on to the surgical assessments. Transformation will be judged.
That's a full grip right there. That's a half grip. That's a half grip.
After being hit with the news that their transformation will be
that's a half grip. Yeah, he ain't got his hand all the way on. He don't got
judged,
it's half.
the would-be swans move on to the surgical assessments.
So we're gonna need some. So we're gonna do
where they start to learn how reality TV.
We're gonna just make
really
your whole
works.
face over.
They
Need some
made
big
us
old
look
boobs.
frumpier and uglier than you were, especially with what we called our famous granny green screen shoot. We had to stand up on stage in front of the green screen. So they went out and they bought men's t-shirts. Then they cut them so you didn't have any support. And then they bought underwear 2 to 3 sizes bigger than you were. So when you put them on and then they did that spin, that's when you're like, oh, that's ugly.
Whoa,
Belinda's
that's
plan
crazy.
features several procedures starting with her face.
I had to go buy a pair of glasses because I wore contacts and they wanted you to look as ugly as you could
That's
possibly look.
crazy.
TV
I remember that
theatrics
shit.
aside, the
But that
potential
fact that
for
they've been doing that
change
shit to
is
spice it
huge.
up.
Let's
That's
have a look at your breast. Do you mind standing up for me?
That's brutal.
Is huge.
Let's have a look at your breast. Do you mind standing up for me?
Damn, sir.
I felt
Can we get to
like
know each
I
other?
was a blank canvas, and he was just gonna create this beautiful piece of art.
My nose is just too long and too droopy.
And he's up close and he's looking and he asked me, okay, what is it that, you want done? And so I'm just have an issue with my nose. I just want my nose done. So that was a given. Breast augmentation, yes, we're gonna do that. Tummy tuck, yes, we're gonna do that. And he's like, well, we could also do this, we could do that. We could probably do something here, maybe touch up this.
At that point, I was
Yeah,
still
he just
totally
drawing all over
invested
the
and
page.
wanted it, was excited to have it done, was looking forward to it. I wanted to see how they could change me.
She wants a breast lift. She needs liposuction. She needs a lot of training.
But at the same time, it was kind of bizarre when you have, two different surgeons and a dentist all pointing out your problem areas. We can fix this and we can fix that and we can make this look beautiful.
Let's.
I'm saying this shit was like, it was a little insensitive. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, god damn.
Talk about the body. This sort of.
These still are people. You feel me? You gotta understand, man. These are still people, regardless if you find them unattractive or not. I personally feel as if everybody has someone for them. So just because I don't find somebody, maybe put it like this: just because I don't find somebody attractive, don't mean somebody else don't find them attractive. Get what I'm saying? I'm not attractive to everybody. That's fine. But can't win them all.
The fatty deposit we talked about.
So, hearing that is just emphasizing that and making it more pronounced that we do
understand
need
people
this
be
help,
wanting
that
to
we do need this show because we're
shit.
damaged and need help
Do
to be
shit for
fixed.
themselves.
Now your nose. Let's talk about it.
And I'm not
That's
gonna
sort of the
hold you.
number one thing.
Yeah.
I feel
It
that
was a
all these
feeling
women
of,
look good
I'm
to
excited
somebody
that they
out
want
there.
me, but I'm also feeling like, no wonder my
Like,
ex-husband
I don't
left.
find. I
And no
honestly
wonder I
don't
lost my
necessarily
job. I
find any
wasn't
of these
keeping up,
women
my looks
unattractive.
and stuff. So, yeah, it was a kind of a feeling of sadness too.
All right.
But it's all about how you feel about
Showtime.
you, right?
You see how
happy
nice
to
and
issue.
golden the fat is. A lot of
I definitely know.
cheeseburgers in the tube.
I don't like some shit about myself.
The cast are raring to go under the
What can you
knife.
do?
But surgery
I ain't
is
about
a
to get
painful
surgery for it, though.
process, and they're about to have a lot of it.
It was mainly, if anything,
Gotta take
was
the good with the bad,
this
baby.
liposuction that caused the pain. The way they violently jabbed that sucker in there. From your knees to your breast, and everything has been beat up and stabbed and jabbed and sucked and you
I'm
name
glad
it.
nobody died from this shit,
For
bro.
me,
'cause
the tummy tuck
the way
was
she's saying
the
it, it's like,
hardest
fuck.
part because Dr. Hayward cut away 5 pounds of fat
Excuse me.
and skin. And that's a lot.
That
My
is.
belly
the
button
fuck?
had stitches all around it.
It is as painful as it sounds. You're sleeping with your knees up and you're walking like this because if you go too fast, you could easily rip those sutures apart.
He wanted me to do a full facelift where they cut in behind here
Damn,
and
and
pull your
pull
way
your
up,
shit
and they
up.
pull that skin as tight as they can and then sew it up here, and then they staple it back together. So that was the most painful.
I feel
my
kind of like I got hit
God.
by a bus.
The surgeries are so grueling, they don't sit well with some of the producers either.
Oh,
I was a bit queasy about watching, what they were going through.
Were you in pain? Every part of my body.
man. She can't do that, but oh
I
my
remember
god.
joking with the other producers at the time that, well, there's a circle of hell that we're going to be in because of producing the show. Is this a Frankenstein experiment that we're doing on these women? Are we doing these operations?
Pretty fucking much, buddy. If you had to ask yourself that specific question, I'm pretty sure you know this is a motherfucking Frankenstein. Goddamn operation. Okay? Come on, man.
To kind of then say, it's alive! And then present the person?
Please keep it. I will wake up.
The premise of the show was you need all these things, you're gonna do all these things. The higher number of things that are done to you, the more dramatic the reveal. My name is Jennifer Posner. I'm a media critic.
God
I truly
damn,
believe
bro.
that The Swan is the most sadistic of all of the reality shows I've ever seen.
I forgot all about this show. I'm not
Your
even gonna hold you.
inventiveness, your creativity, your talent, your skill, your ambition, none of that matters.
None of it matters.
It is just
all about this surgery thing.
about, do you look plasticized enough?
Okay,
Are your lips plumped up enough with fillers? Do you have veneers on your teeth? Have you taken enough fat out of your ass and put it in your boobs to be a swan?
Before I pass out, take good care of me. Make me beautiful.
I really didn't know that I could say no to some of the procedures being done. It's not like they said, you're doing this, you signed up for this, so we're gonna do what we wanna do with you. It was just sort of like, well, I'm here and you're giving me this opportunity, and if you see something that needs to be tweaked or fixed or whatever, you're the surgeon, you know best. Okay, I'm going with it.
No.
I'm ready to land.
And I could
I'm
be
pretty sure she
competitive,
didn't win.
and I really wanted to make it to the pageant. So I was going to do everything that I needed to do, or everything I was told to do, to get to the pageant.
That's not fair.
So initially, the producers, of course, wanted us to do all the surgery in one session. But we weren't going to do that.
Can't do that shit.
We weren't going to expose the patients to 24 hours of plastic surgery.
Hell
Because the
no.
last thing we wanted to be is on the cover of Time magazine with us in white coats and stethoscopes saying reality TV has gone too far. And I used to have nightmares about that.
Wow.
Even though it was gloriously interesting and exciting and fun, it was exhausting. I think in the 2 weeks of everyday surgery that we did something like 200 plastic surgery operations on these patients. That was more than a typical plastic surgeon would do in an entire year. We were doing in a 2 to 4 week period. But we felt,
like I said, what would you do if you had somebody come to you and say, hey, I got $50 million. Nah, my bad. Hey, I'm gonna fly you out, and I'm gonna motherfucking pay for all your plastic surgery. You say no, go home. But, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? I'm going home myself personally, but
as safe as it possibly could be. And truth be told, it was.
And we're going to make sure that her breasts balance her belly.
The race to be crowned the Swan is on, with each woman undergoing multiple procedures in record time. But not everyone is keen on getting so much work done.
So, in terms of this bump, you decided to leave it alone.
Yeah, both my girls have the same bump.
The nose is kind of an inherited thing. My dad has the same nose, and my two daughters both have the same nose. I still wanted to have that family resemblance, but just tweak it. Don't change it drastically.
I'm a bit disappointed. In the consult, we agreed that taking the bump off her nose would make her look a lot better.
Sometimes when I think about it, I start shaking right now, because when you talk to doctors, you always think of them as on your side, that they're in your best
interest. Took her bump, bro. Yeah. He took her fucking bump. See, that's what I'm saying. That's fucked up. Like, she told you that shit for specific reason, and you still take the bump, bitch?
And
fuck
they're
you,
gonna
T-Dub,
really
bro.
work to do what you want them to do.
Fuck you, Terry.
And that didn't happen.
Other the cases we're doing as a combination, as part of a team approach.
A couple of the producers told me that Dr. Hayworth and Dr. Dubrow were going to tag team me. I'm like, what do you mean tag team me? They're like, you're the oldest, and Dr. Dubrow is the body guy. Dr. Hayworth is the artist. He's going to remake your face.
So now they try to put it on. Oh, well, you told Terry that, so if he was working on your on your body, so by the time we noticed that Hayward was messing with the bump, it was already too late. That's fucked up. Hey, I would have sued the fuck out of them niggas, dog.
They said they were going to have you be one of the oldest people to be on the pageant and eventually go on to win it. And I said, well, that'd be great. And she said, not if you don't do that. I got really kind of freaked out. I said, I need to talk to somebody. This is scaring me.
Tanya requests a meeting with Dr. Hayworth.
I put together this long sheet about these questions I had for him and how I didn't understand why they were going to do this stuff when I didn't really want it. I had my legal pad with all my notes on it, talking to him about it, and he took that notebook and he threw it down and he said, then have DeBro do your surgeries, and walked out. And so the poor girl that brought me to the doctor's office, she said, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I kind of feel empowered.
I really can't speak to the interaction between Dr. Hayworth and Tanya Cook, but this was an extreme makeover type transformational show. And so the idea theoretically was to have a complete makeover, a massive change. But if the patients felt pressured to be transformed, they didn't share that with me. Had I known about it, I would have said something. So that's not really something I was ever made aware of.
I was kind of nigga lying because he was aware of that shit, bitch ass,
Eventually, the surgeries end, and the women take their stitched-up bodies straight onto the treadmill.
Come on, Belinda, you ready to do it? Come on. Okay, let me just warming up. Come on, Belinda.
This nigga, she got bandages around her head and all that shit from having surgery. This nigga got her in there punching on the punching bag. Yeah, you care about my safety.
My surgeries were 2 weeks apart, and within a week or two after that, you're at the gym working out full time.
I wasn't aware of the amount of plastic surgery that many of them were taking on. And I remember seeing them that first week and they were swollen, and I was like, geez, who is this? That's 10. My name is Greg Como, and I was a trainer in season 1 of The Swan.
The Swan.
I know you got it. Cheerleader time. The girls.
He had the easiest job, though. He was just a trainer, like, I'm just pushing you like I'll push anybody else. Them surgeons and them producers and shit, all them niggas some dickheads.
As far as I know, maybe only a few of them had ever engaged in a little bit of fitness, but not really. And I think it was tough on them. I know it was tough. They had no choice to do what they were asked to do.
Looking back at how they did it and what we went through, it amazes me that was allowed.
They made that allowed.
There was a lot of pushing ourselves.
And you're gonna be in here 2 hours. I'll put you on a treadmill, get a good sweat going, and we get you right over to the weights. You have that? I tried to be compassionate with them. They were hurting. They were in pain. I mean, there were some big risks with the time frames. Because of hemorrhaging and bleeding internally, all those factors come into play. The biggest thing that would haunt me day in and day out was, God, I don't want to be the one here that someone dies in my care on camera with a blood clot. Was it borderline on the cusp of being dangerous? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Exhausted from their radical physical overhaul, the women turn to the much-anticipated life coaching for some emotional support.
We had a life coach that was hired to be on the show. Something happened, I don't know what. Something happened and then she wasn't there. And so in steps Nellie. So now she
probably was like, this is fucking ridiculous and disgusting. You guys are
she's going to be our life coach.
Happy, so I hear there's a little black dress
whole
that you
time
wanted
she's
to
not
fit into. Where is
Hold up, what?
And so in steps Nellie. So now
Bro, how you gonna be the fucking creator of the show and be my life coach? Man, if you don't get the fuck out of here, you know, goddamn licensed therapist,
she's going to
nigga.
be our life coach.
Happy, so I hear there's a little black dress that you wanted to fit into. Where is it? We'd be right here.
Nellie is the executive producer of The Swan, and she was very successful at a young age at Telemundo, so she was going to take that knowledge and help us with that.
Nellie Galan was the perfect life coach because she was a young Latina producer who really understood how to inspire people to be the best versions of themselves.
So Christina, there's something I'm not happy about. You are the only Swan in the program that has gained weight since you got here.
I think I saw her once or twice, and it was very brief.
Man, what?
Visits, our appointments were sometimes canceled, moved often, and sometimes
she didn't
just
give
not
a
even
fuck.
Scheduled.
To this day, I can't tell you what I got from it.
She just wanted to say, hey, I was your life coach. We did our job on that part. You got to cover your bases, man, when you're a company and shit. At the end of the day, she did a lot of things in her life, so she just said, hey, I'm your life coach. You got something.
I think I got anything from it.
Tanya came into this program wanting to look 10 years younger. I just want to give her the opportunity to reconsider her decision.
And Nellie's quote-unquote life coaching to Tanya? Do more surgeries.
Do you think you're going to regret your decision when you get home? Because we can bring Dr. Dubrow back in to do more surgery.
I was disappointed because I was looking for a career coach. And
Right,
I
what the
realized
fuck?
that it was more about the plastic surgery and less about anything else.
No. No more cream cheese, no hot dogs, no pork chops. The party's over. If you don't change your eating habits, you're going to be a tub when you get home.
Nellie
Gonna be a what?
Change your eating habits. You're going to be a tub when you get home.
That bitch just called me a tub. You should have slapped the fire out of her, man. She wouldn't have had no, boy.
Nellie Galan was the showrunner. She was the one who dreamed up
Fuck,
this
you gonna be a life
bozo,
coach
fake,
on your show.
manipulative fairy tale.
And
But
you
then
ain't
she
no life
posed as
coach.
a life coach.
People have been trying to weigh you.
It
and you
bitch
have
look
a
like a
fit.
fucking reverend.
Be weighed.
And she was
fucking
there
chaplain.
on set to make producer-type decisions
Right.
about how the contestants would be treated, not to be their
my God.
advocate.
I just want to go home.
Are you quitting?
It was like this weird, almost military-style break people down before you can build them up, but the building up never really even happens on the Swan.
To make it to the pageant, you can't be over the weight you came in with. I mean, it's not going to happen.
It's so unethical. It would be laughable
Yo, this
if
shit
it wasn't
crazy as
so
fuck, bro.
horrifying to me.
The weight you came in with. I mean, it's not going to happen. To make it to the pageant, you can't be over the weight you came in with. I mean, it's not going to happen.
It's so unethical. It would be laughable if it wasn't so horrifying to me.
Tanya, what's happening?
I think today
What was that?
To the pageant.
Never really even happens on the Swan.
Did they go in there and buy food just to throw it at her? That a bunch of fucking ice cream? The fuck?
To make it to the pageant.
It's horrifying to me.
Tanya, what's happening?
I think today has been real.
No, it's not just today.
What?
Pressure to meet the competition's demands proves too much for one contestant who just can't take it anymore.
Tanya was a little unsure of herself. She wanted to be able to talk to her husband whenever she wanted to. We found out Tanya had a cell phone and a mirror.
Swan Security received
like that
information
shit.
from a number of sources that one of our competitors was hiding a mirror.
She had snuck a mirror in, oh God forbid,
That's it. You got it. There's our mirror.
and she was making phone calls to her husband.
Damn.
And then they made it look like that's why she got kicked out.
Damn.
But there's more to Tanya's abrupt departure than shown on TV.
I already know it.
I came out of my room one day and she had like a surgical bandage wrapped around her chest, and she's like, I need to get out of here.
They're killing me.
And the next thing I know, she's crawling down the hallway screaming, someone help me, someone help me. And she's knocking on random people's doors. Someone eventually opened the door and, obviously called 911, and they took her to a hospital. She's telling them that she was kidnapped and she's been held against her will, and
shit.
things went horribly wrong with her.
Oh man, see that's it. Wrap this shit up. Oh my God, she said that boy kidnapped her and shit. Which low key, I mean, she signed documents and all that shit. But I mean, the way they running that shit, nigga, yeah, it's not like y'all kidnapped these motherfuckers. Y'all in there playing these motherfuckers like surgery and doctors and all God and shit, bro. Yeah, this shit hit crazy, man. Like.
Tanya's troubling exit comes just days before the women's televised moment of truth. For the women to reveal their brand new look, not only to the nation, but also to themselves.
When you're ready, curtain will be drawn back, and you will see yourself for the first time in 3 months. Step up for me, please.
A nail-biting moment for them and the audience who followed their punishing journey to get here.
Finally get to see what I look like. Was it worth it? You know, am I going to recognize myself? Is it going to be me? There's so many things going through your mind at that point.
What if, when that mirror is exposed and the curtains open, and they hated what they saw? I remember standing there in the line going, please like what you see, please, come on.
I was just so anxious.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I see my whole self for the first time, and it's amazing, it's shocking, it's kind of like, wait, who is this?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. It's like, oh, that's not me anymore. This is me. This is the new me.
I was kind of surprised at how swollen my nose was, and I was thinking, oh my God, my nose is bigger now than it was when I went in.
I love it.
I love it.
I thought, this is good. This is good. I like it.
My nose is big, but I love it.
I felt like I was a lot smaller, which was nice. And, you know, luckily the other stuff was more subtle. You know, I didn't have dramatic face changes.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
They're beautiful.
Oh, look how beautiful.
But real emotions don't cut it when it comes to TV. A little.
I'm not gonna hold you. I think these motherfuckers were really crying more so because they seen themselves for the first time in a few months and shit. Like, y'all didn't give them no fucking mirror and shit. So, of course, I'm crying because I see myself and it's finally over. Oh my God, I'm going home.
Acting
That's
is
how you gotta
required.
do, right?
Nellie said, you know, I want you to get up there and I want a big emotion.
She's like, okay, when you see yourself, just react, you know.
What the fuck was you looking at just now, bitch? Stop playing.
She's like, okay, when you see yourself.
Bro, what the fuck are you looking at back there? What the fuck was you checking out? Like, come on, lady. Be realistic now. They ain't add ass. You asked for booze. You ain't asked for ass. We can go back under that knife, though. Cha-ching. I bet they would have did that.
You know, be emotional.
The producer just says, when you see yourself, you need to cry. And I'm like, why?
That's how it's gonna be.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh Lord. That's how I would have had to bear.
We put all this money out for you guys, and I want to see some crying in the
We
mirror.
wanna see
I
fucking
want
crying.
big emotions.
Fucking cry.
There's a whole lot of emotion
We need you
going
to
on.
fucking
It was
cry,
just crazy,
okay?
crazy experience. But then also, on the other side was that this is a competition.
We need you to
It all
fucking
comes down
cry.
to this. At the end of each episode, two women face off on who has transformed the most. The winner going on to the highly anticipated
crazy.
beauty pageant.
And then they
During the
face y'all
show,
off.
Cindy
That's
and
even
I
crazy.
had a really good relationship.
Damn,
We
look
were
at that
buds.
motherfuckers.
We would laugh.
Hold
We had
on.
a really good relationship.
Hold the fuck up. Hold the front door. Yeah, they definitely did that. I'm not gonna hold you. That shit look nice in this time. See that shit. She got some nice.
We were buds. We would laugh a lot, and I remember we would make a lot of popcorn and just kind of hang.
All this goddamn shit. I'm gonna have to fucking put this shit on Patreon. I ain't gonna put this on YouTube, man. Y'all motherfucker made me say shit, man. I can't be saying shit, man.
We bonded.
Damn, and she still got the
we
motherfuckers though.
respected each other
That's
and
not.
admired
She
each
still got the
other.
motherfuckers.
And we had
She ain't
so
get rid
much
of
in
her.
common.
One of you is about to move forward to the pageant. Could be crowned the Swan.
It was heartbreaking.
I gotta go get my friend. I gotta go get my
Why
friend.
couldn't they pair us up with someone else that I didn't spend a lot of time with?
When they brought us together and, you know, kind of we were holding hands and shaking, she glowed. She looked gorgeous. I looked at her and I said, I think it's going to be you.
Cindy Ingle.
Oh!
So
Oh my
to
gosh.
me, it's an ultimate cringe. We'll force women to get a zillion procedures at once.
Right.
Rachel Love Fraser.
And at the end of every episode, there'll be one woman,
Belinda Besant.
after everything that she's gone through, she's still going to be considered
She's
not
ugly.
worthy enough,
that's
not
crazy as
pretty
fuck.
enough. She's still an
Exactly.
ugly
That's
duckling.
crazy as fuck,
Tell me how you're
bruh.
feeling right now.
Sad.
Disappointed.
But it's
It was
okay.
devastating because I've never won anything, so I think I really would like to be in that pageant. To be on stage and to actually say I won something like that.
Ugly. How? Why?
I didn't win because I had questioned the doctors and I hadn't done near as much stuff as most
That's
of those
it.
people.
Because of that bitch ass
I
nigga
was just
Hayward.
trying to stand up for myself.
Bitch ass
and
Hayward.
That kind of made me
Shout out to her,
disappointed
man. She's still
that
pretty.
They didn't listen, or they based it on my not wanting to do all those surgeries.
Pretty. She's still
A woman
pretty.
is standing up for her boundaries. She wants to push back against something she does not feel she needs for her body, for her life. This is the type of example that should be lauded. But on a show like The Swan, that had to be punished.
I applaud her.
From Los Angeles,
Them
the
bitches ain't had
most
like that
unusual
shit.
competition ever devised. It's the Swan Pageant.
As Tanya is sent home, Belinda and Cindy join the other face-off winners for the Swan finale, a 2-hour beauty pageant special.
2 hours, niggas. We was over, I remember this show, bro. I remember when that shit with the competition came to this pageant and shit. That's a nice ass necklace she had.
I think that all of us that went on to the pageant were a bit cookie cutter. It was your typical pageant look, bright lips, big hair, kind of stereotypical, I guess.
Seeing them prance around in lingerie, that was like, come on. They didn't get a chance to show how intelligent they were. They just wanted to show their new bodies.
Let's show off these new bodies that we just spent millions of dollars to give you. Put on that fucking lingerie, girl. That boy ain't
Turns out
crazy.
Cindy and Belinda just don't have what it takes.
I knew well before the pageant day ever happened that I was not going to be a winner.
I didn't win the grand prize, but, you know, I was third contestant.
Oh, she came in third.
Are you ready? The show was trying to get us to feel like this was the fairy tale moment.
Our first runner-up is Beth Lay, which means Rachel LaFraser.
Beth? Oh, Rachel LaFraser? Won?
It's the height
What
of
she won?
hypocrisy that a show like The Swan would be named after that fable when the moral of the show is that you should
You
not
need-
have self-confidence
Word, and
internally
you need to get
unless
plastic surgery.
you look like a weird plasticized version of everybody else.
And don't forget to live happily ever after.
The transformation is nothing internal. It's
Nothing. It's everything external.
only external, and you can't be the judge of whether you've
You
transformed
need the
enough.
world to be the judge of you.
Absolutely sadistic and gross.
Absolutely sadistic and gross. Absolutely
The
sadistic
real
and gross.
horror comes after the cameras are switched off.
And they be like, all
as
right,
the
go on
women
home, bitch.
are forced to deal with the consequences of their extensive surgeries.
No one gave us any indication of what we were walking into. They didn't give us any warning of what the upkeep would be for our surgeries. I've probably spent 10 grand on my teeth trying to get them upkept.
It's even worse for Cindy, as a complication she
Her boobs?
experienced during her post-show recovery continues to haunt her.
When I had my breast augmentation,
I knew it.
Dr. Hayworth was saying, do these sort of exercises, massage it, so that way the implant doesn't capsulate. So I was obsessively massaging. So I think at one
Encapsulated.
point I got too aggressive with it because I felt and heard a pop. That same implant ended up deflating. It was saline, so it just kept
Kept
leaking.
Kept
Eventually, I went to Dr. Hayworth, and he's like, you know, yeah, real easy. I could fix it. We could change it out. But it was gonna cost like $10,000.
Damn.
I was like, what the heck?
What the fuck? This is y'all mistaken shit, man. Like, what the... That's, oh my gosh, $10,000 for a boob is crazy. I don't want no boob.
I think I was expecting a better deal. I ended up having to get
Like
it fixed
$5,000.
on my own, out of our own pocket.
Damn.
That's a lot of money
Ooh,
that could
yes.
have gone to something else.
Oh, yes. That's crazy. You ain't giving me the homie discount, bro. You don't fuck with me.
Extreme
at all.
makeovers are certainly
You don't
compelling
fuck
television,
with me at all.
but have these
Sir.
shows gone too far?
While critics
flock of
savage
turkeys?
Fox's reality TV fable,
They still went on for more
The
seasons.
Swan is a massive hit with viewers.
Even though the critics
15
panned the
million
show,
viewers.
everybody seemed to love the show. Everybody talked about the show. It was the most buzzed about show, I think, that year.
Look at the Swan.
I
That's a
won.
massive audience that got what they wanted. Is
Oh
it
my
great
gosh.
for society? I don't know. It you know, you're creating a show
Hell
for an
no.
audience, and
It's not
we
great for
got an
society,
audience.
brother.
The Swan is back.
You're gonna be a swan.
They went on for
In
multiple
2004,
seasons,
the
right?
show was quickly renewed, with a new flock of ducklings desperately seeking a televised transformation.
Oh my God.
But season 2's ratings take a dive, and the Swan is cold, leaving behind a complicated
That shit went on
legacy.
for 2 seasons?
Okay, so we're gonna start
Just
the
two?
brow
Huh.
and the mid-facelift now.
If you did the Swan today, the critics would still hate the show, but there would be 150,000 applicants for it
I think so
overnight.
too.
I think she's gonna be surprisingly gorgeous at the end of this. I really do.
Surprisingly gorgeous.
Having said that, I'm a lot more experienced now. I know a lot more about potential plastic surgery complications.
Here's what we can help you with. We can take the implant out, release the scar tissue.
I am the doctor on a worldwide television program where we highlight complications related
Exactly.
to plastic surgery. And
And see, that's why I fuck with Terry, man. See, Terry got down. I fuck with Bots Terry. I don't fuck with the Swan Terry. You feel me? It's two different Terrys: Bots Terry and Swan Terry. Bots Terry and Swan Terry. Bots Terry is amazing. Swan Terry, he's an ass.
people with hopeless problems. And I wouldn't do that much surgery today as I did back
Yeah,
then. But
I'm glad. See what I'm
this was
saying?
the dawn of a new
You
era
know,
both
like,
in reality TV.
What we were doing was
and
actually pretty
plastic
wrong.
surgery.
Fucked up.
From the outside, we
Shit
might
crazy.
judge and say, well, they're gaslit or they shouldn't have done the show. That's a judgment that I don't think is fair to make with adult human beings. We did end up making people happy
Sick.
because these were their desires. And that's just truth. Like, that's just how they felt.
Looking back, I don't think we were giving a great message. We weren't giving a good message.
At all.
But I was so focused on myself that I never stopped to think about how someone else saw it.
If people are negative about the idea, you know, give them a blank check to a plastic surgeon, see what they come up with. It's enticing to have that power to change what you don't like about yourself. So, you know, you can't be hypocritical.
Can't be
The whole show, to me, should have been about empowering women and
Right.
not just focus on plastic,
And it
plastic,
wasn't.
plastic.
It was all about that surgery.
They were champions, man. They were champions. And I couldn't have done what they did. I mean, they stayed the course and busted their asses. They did. You know, I would tell each one of them, Jesus, you guys look beautiful. I mean, why was there one swan? To me, they should have all been swans. They were all gorgeous, all of them.
Facts.
The brand new.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Tanya
bro,
Cook.
fuck Fox for that shit.
And
man.
like the duckling from the fable, the swans have come to their own truth. It's what's on the inside that counts.
It always puts a smile on my face. It always takes me back to that moment, which was scary but exciting. If I had the opportunity to do the Swan again, I would do it all over again. I would.
See, that's what I'm saying. So at the end of this shit, after hearing all that shit I just heard, sticking up for her and all this shit, the motherfucker still say, if I had to do it again, I still go back on that motherfucker and do it all over again. So you know what I have to say that? Hey, man, people gonna live how they want to live, man. You can't do nothing about it. Don't have no opinion on that shit, because they ain't got shit to do with you. They gonna do what they want to do.
I'm doing really good and successful, and that's something I might not have done without the Swan. So
Did that feel
it
hard?
worked out really nice. I might not have done without the
Nah, they just look alike.
So it worked out really nice.
It's just crazy seeing myself on TV and the changes and stuff.
Oh, you look amazing.
Yeah, the boobs were big.
Amazing.
Yeah, the boobs were big.
Yeah, they nice still.
I've changed a lot from my
Hey.
experience with the Swan.
Hey.
I found out I was stronger than
Hey,
what
hey,
I thought I
hey.
was, and I could do more. I just feel
Aw.
confident and comfortable in my skin and with myself.
It's been so long since I've seen it. I don't know that I've watched it in 20 years since that filmed. Oh my
She wanna.
gosh.
I feel like she wanna say some shit,
Looking
boy.
back, I don't regret doing the show. I just realized being happy is about who you are. I don't regret doing the show. Oh my gosh. Looking back, I don't regret
Nope,
doing the show.
nope, not gonna
I
make me
just
do it.
realized being happy is about who you are and not what you look like. None of those ladies needed the surgery. None of them needed to change. We all just needed to learn to love ourselves more inside than anything.
Yep. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification button. But guess what? I just remembered. I'm actually probably going to put this on the Patreon. So, if you're a Patreon member, I appreciate that shit, man. And I'm going to be dropping way, way more videos on the Patreon that I haven't dropped on my YouTube channel. So, you'll be able to check them out and see all the shit that they can't see. Peace.